without even missing a beat. You can go to hell. Here's my advice for selling your home. If you or your tenants have pets that can verbally speak in human words, it might be wise to remove those pets during showings. Elizabeth Peters, Realtor with eXp Realty in Northeast Florida. Prior to real estate, I worked a really fun marketing job for a very well-known moving company in Orlando, Florida. My role was the marketing and networking director, and I was hired to be the right hand to the owner in terms of coordinating events, which was an absolute blast. Because we were a moving company, a big part of my job was to network with realtors in the area. So I became friends with these agents and always admired their entrepreneurial spirit, and just sort of always knew that deep down I could match that kind of energy. But I loved my job and also knew we would likely have to relocate soon with my husband being active duty military. Sure enough, he received orders to a new duty station and our time in Orlando was up. The thought of something new was exciting, but I had to come up with a plan and decide quickly on what it was that I really wanted to do, because I was worried I wouldn't be able to match my current working situation anywhere else. We were always interested in owning long-term investment properties, anticipating this would be his last duty station before he began to transition out of the military. And it all came down to, how can we sustain the life we want after the military? And ultimately decided that real estate would be a great avenue to keep those steady streams of income through real estate investing. What we didn't realize was that it would lead me to exactly where I'm supposed to be. It's funny how the thought of investment properties led me to my calling, and that is empowering and educating my clients on building wealth through real estate. When relocating to a different area, try not to focus on just the home, but also focus on the life surrounding the home. What ends up happening with my out-of-state buyers is that they become some of my closest friends. And I think the reason for that is I often end up becoming their first line of defense for numerous things that have nothing to even do with the home itself. Researching cities online only takes you so far when you don't know the neighborhood amenities and how accommodating it's going to be for you. It's overwhelming if you don't have a great breakdown of the school districts. You're trying to figure out where the kids are going to be able to play sports. Where do you go to get your nails done? Where's the closest Buc-ee's? And what the heck is a Winn-Dixie? My advice would be to just be sure that the realtor you're working with has a genuine heart for the consumer and knows the area well enough to be an ambassador for you, because that is going to be your transition as you navigate long distance moving to a brand new area. I have many stories that I could tell, but one that comes to me quickly is the Pet Cemetery House. That's what my clients decided was a good nickname for it. They sent me a listing that checked off every single box, and they needed to get in here and see the house right away. This home was tenant and pet occupied, which is normal, but once we arrived, I noticed the tenant actually decided to stay for the showing. She told us to go ahead and take a look around. At the top of the staircase, it sounded like maybe a dog howling. To our surprise, it wasn't actually a dog. It was actually a parrot, mimicking the sound of a dog howling. Cool, that's what those birds do, no big deal. But as my buyer approached the cage, it tells her, clear as day, your mom's a hoe. Her eyes got big. She looked over at her husband, and they're looking at me and I'm looking at them, and we're trying to process what we just heard. And then about 3 or 4 times, again, your mom's a hoe. And then the parrot started laughing hysterically. As we were leaving, we passed the tenant in the office area. Of course, they commented on the bird. I actually did put an offer in on this home and it did get accepted. Buyers were happy, but the ongoing joke was them calling it Pet Cemetery. Because anytime we met at the house, we could expect that this parrot was absolutely going to roast us. I did forget to warn the home inspector, so when we met him at the home, immediately comes outside, says, there's a bird upstairs, and he definitely told me to go to hell. We were walking through, the home inspector's showing us the things that he found. We passed the cage. My buyer asks, are you gonna be nice today? Without even missing a beat, you can go to hell. Here's my advice for selling your home. If you or your tenants have pets that can verbally speak in human words, it might be wise to remove those pets during showings. Luckily, my clients had a great sense of humor, but it can be risky because you just never know how someone else is going to react to that. Also, here's something else that sellers need to hear. When you're selling your home, the best option is to leave the house for the showing to allow the buyers to completely walk through. But if for some reason it's just not possible and you stay, lying in your bed during the showing is awkward and uncomfortable. When the potential buyers and their realtor do not want to come in and you keep insisting, That makes the situation even more uncomfortable. Well, it's kind of embarrassing and I feel called out. Love that. But it really just depends, because sometimes I need to switch up my workplace setting. I love plugging up the laptop at a coffee shop, and it might be a day where I have, more than one. And if this is something that happens several times a week, then that can easily add up. But before I coffee shame myself, just look at it like this. I'm supporting a local business, and that is so important to me. So in a way, I'm making a difference without even trying. Every agent is different and will operate their business in different ways. You'll find that some decisions you make will be the wrong decision. But once you know it's the wrong decision, move quickly to the next right thing. Learn everything you can, but don't let someone, and I'm talking about your brokerage, just stick you in a cubicle for 6 months before they try to do anything for your business. You're a business owner. You no longer have a job. You own a business. Implement a business plan outlining your expenses and how much production will allow you to earn a decent living. Focus on things that will make you money. If it's not turning a profit, it's a waste of money and time to move on. For sellers, a common misconception is that you need to invest in big kitchen and bathroom upgrades right before listing to sell. As long as these things are functional, a major remodel is not likely to benefit the seller and could potentially backfire. Since we all have our own different tastes and prospective buyers prefer to customize according to their own style, I would avoid dumping money into something that a new owner might come in and immediately change. Got any more brain busters? I always love this question because it seems so far into the future, yet 5 years ago truly seems like yesterday. When I think back on the last 5 years, I'm reminded of the challenges, the stress of my first year in real estate, working rental duty. I would sit there and hope that no one would walk in wanting to go see anything because I knew I didn't have the gas to drive all over town trying to find rentals. That first year is tough because of all the fees you have to pay. I still think about my time during that first year and just revisit those moments. Because in that time frame, I was very close to giving up, and I almost did. But I had a great mentor who ultimately had to intervene, and it's an opportunity for me to reflect on and be thankful for the place I'm in currently. My vision for 5 years is to take that mentality and multiply that at a much greater scale, and to never stop encouraging others and changing lives in the process of buying and selling real estate. Leading the way for people either moving to or leaving the area, and coaching other agents who might be on that same ledge I needed talking down from. The Northeast Florida real estate market is very unique because we have the whole First Coast, and that covers a spread out area. There's so many different opportunities you have to sell homes. You've got over 20 miles of beaches where you can sell all the beach houses, which is wonderful. We have the St. Johns River if you still want to focus on waterfront homes without going to the beach. We have St. Augustine, the oldest city in the country. Also our historic communities throughout the area. Our new construction master plan communities are huge. Duval County is massive. You can also move over into Clay County and Nassau County if you want, or over in Baker County and down into St. Johns County. Agents do it all the time. A lot of different areas, and things are constantly changing and growing. Thank you so much for joining me on today's Elizabeth Talks Jacksonville. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about my real estate journey. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, Elizabeth Talks Jacksonville. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram and find more information by checking my link tree down below. I hope to see you next time. Happy house hunting.